It's a battle in the valley as Phoenix Rising returns home to Wild Horse Pass, where they are still unbeaten to host an RGV side looking to regain top form. Rodrigo Lopez has been on a nice run of form with 2 goals and 3 assists in the last 4, while Solomon Asante, fresh off his 100th appearance for Phoenix, looks to create his solo magic at home. RGV Phoenix next. Phoenix Rising back at home at Wild Horse Pass, and tonight they match up with Mountain Division foe RGV. Tonight's match is presented by Equality Health. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us. This inter-division battle, always so intriguing. A look at the Pacific Division standings. A chance for Phoenix Rising to increase their lead at the top, also with 3 games in hand. So a chance for Phoenix Rising to keep on growing. As for the Mountain Division, RGV coming in 2nd spot and now trying to chase El Paso Locomotive. But last time out for Phoenix Rising, a really solid 1-0 win on the road at San Diego.
Beautiful. Most importantly, start with the latter portion of your statement, Josh, and the fact that they were away from Wild Horse Pass. It was important for this team to start gaining some confidence. Their only 2 results in forms of wins came against Sacramento Republic. It needed to be better. It was defensively magnificent. They could have been better going forward, but let's talk about that back line. Everybody wants to talk about the offense, rightfully so. Santi Moar, Solomon Asante, the movement out of the outside backs, but the defensive front hasn't gotten enough attention this season. Top category rankings across the board, and the last 5 games have been brilliant. They'll look to continue tonight.
On the other side for RGV, almost completely different from last year.
Literally and figuratively, in the sense that through 16 games, this is what you are approaching. Better goals, less goals conceded, shutouts, a new coach. They were terrible in 2020, but they are one of the better teams in the entire USL Championship. They need to keep pace. El Paso Locomotive currently drawing with Real Monarchs, and with Colorado Springs gaining a bit of ground. Can you get the job done on the road? That turnaround defensively that RGV is going to face, Joey Farrell. 2 games back-to-back in the partnership with James Musa. He has earned the shirt. You better believe the Philadelphia Flyer is not going to relinquish it.
And he is our Pacific Office Automation player to watch tonight. He'll be starting in Central Defense. And here's Rick Shantz's starting 11, presented by Sprouts.
No real shock here. A curious one up top, and we'll get to that in a second. But Ben Lute back in goal. We've seen the rotation time and time again with he and Andre Rawls. Arturo Rodriguez, speed, comfort. The amount of movement they have within this 3 is going to be important as you match up against the midfield for RGV. Rufat Dadashov defensively was great against San Diego Loyal. Time to get back to those ways of being a point man, playing off of him, providing opportunities for the front 3 moving forward. Offensively, it has to be better for the number 9. For Wilma Cabrera and RGV, this is what they've turned in, with the understanding that there's a lot of flexibility within their system. Camden Riley is one of the main reasons for that. Youngster, just 24 years of age, holding midfielder, center back, right back, an understanding of the system that allows Roro Lopez, Juan David Cabezas, and Grant Robertson in the midfield, who can also double back on the back line. Can they create enough for first-time starter Kyle Edwards up top in the partnership with Cerritos? That will be the question against the stout defensive front of Phoenix Rising.
It's Pacific versus Mountain. Who will get the Valley bragging rights? RGV Phoenix kickoff next.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana and enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology. Copiers and printers, managed IT and cloud services, unified communications and telephones, security systems and cameras, complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Tonight's match is brought to you by Sprouts, where goodness grows. Back here at Wild Horse Pass, we are just about set to go. Tonight's referee, Sergey Demyanchuk. He will be the man in the middle. It's Phoenix in all black. It's RGV in those white tops and blue shorts. There's the whistle. Here we go. Phoenix Rising, RGV. Pacific versus Mountain Division to close out this USL Championship Saturday night. Should be an intriguing fixture at that. Phoenix Rising unbeaten in their last 5, 4-0-1. As for RGV, they are coming in off that 1-1 draw against Austin Bold. Juan David Cabezas scoring the lone goal on the night, while James Musa has scored his second goal in as many games last week against San Diego. So that's where both these teams are coming into tonight. Rick Schott said about that San Diego game, all positive for the most part. He thought maybe could have won by more. And he said his team was content with defending and trying to preserve that lead, which they were able to do. And early on, here comes Phoenix Rising. A little nutmeg there by Arturo Rodriguez. He thought he was fouled. Get another chance here as this one is cleared away. Always interesting when you get an inter-division matchup, but what kind of piques your interest tonight?
It's the setup in general for RGV and what they are going to bring to the table for a team that traditionally over the course of the season has sat with really a single or double pivot in the midfield and a flat back four, allowing their outside backs to attack and really push numbers forward. They made a change a couple of games past. Norma Cabrera has the ability to do that because of guys like Camden Riley, guys like Grant Robertson, who are comfortable on the back line, but at the same point in time can hold serve in the midfield along Roro Lopez and Juan David Cabezas. What does the interior look like? Do they sit flat across the three? Do they go in the triangular motion? There are so many different looks they can give you. And to be fair, Josh, I was telling you this coming into the match, the main concern is going to be the transition of movements defensively. They're great at building back to front. They can do it slow, they can go quick. The question is when they move into that high line and turn it over to Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising's bread and butter is to go 100 miles an hour the other direction. That plays right into the hands of the home squad. So if you do turn it over, can you track back quick enough? That's probably more important than the shape overall.
We'll see if Phoenix can exploit those moments as they normally do, but here's a chance back the other way for RGV. Edwards, there's Ben Lunt getting the start tonight, and then Andre Rawls, of course, have split time this season. Lunt makes an early save. Quickly back the other way, here's Solomon Asante. This will bounce once with Tyler Derrick in goal for the Toros tonight. Edwards battling with King. It was King who committed the infraction. Let's take a look at tonight's injury report, brought to you by Spooner Physical Therapy. We have a longer list there for RGV, while Zach Lubin remains out for Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising a really good opportunity to keep extending that lead at the top. Orange County did get 3 points tonight, a 3-0 win over Oakland Roots, who Phoenix will play on Wednesday. Also those games in hand over San Diego Loyal. Big opportunity here for Phoenix just to keep on putting that pressure on the rest of the division to try to chase them. Nobody has really gotten all that close, to be fair.
No, with games in hand as well. It's great to know that you're stepping into the night at the top of the division with an opportunity to gain 3 points at home once again, where they're so good. But the fact that they've got 1, 2, and even 3 games in hand on some of the teams around the division, it just goes to show you that even though at certain points in time, whether you've heard it from the players or the coaching staff, Phoenix Rising hasn't been at their best, it's scary to think what that might be. Still churning out results. And the fact that they had such a quality performance on the road at San Diego Loyal. I looked at you and said that this could be the night, this could be the coming out party. With the matchup defensively, their ability to build in transition so fast, how that goes against RGV. They grab a goal here early. This could easily get away.
Here's Darnell King. Thought about it for a moment. Gets it out wide for Asante. Towards the penalty spot. Albert couldn't collect it. Schmidt will on the far side. Schmidt, couple step overs, cutting in field. Here's Rodriguez, and now Moar. King trying to pick out Rufat Dadashov. Arturo Rodriguez in for Asante. He'll send this across goal. It was deflected up towards the top of the net and out for a corner kick, first of the night for Phoenix.
Scrambling here, RGV trying to find out where the runs are coming from. They are giving a different look as well. Pimentel has slid over next to Camden Riley and really flattened out this defensive front. The wave of attacks at the beginning of a match are always crucial for Phoenix Rising. No exception here tonight. Coming with a lot of threatening movements inside 10 minutes. Now a set piece, the wondrous left foot that is Aiden Quinn.
Carvana corner kick is sent in. Top of the box. And this one sliced out of play. Santi Moar there at the top of the box for Phoenix. And this RGV side really burst onto the scene to start the season, 5-1-1. But since then, 2-2-3 overall. We've still been able to stay up towards the top of that Mountain Division. As we've talked about in past weeks, that Mountain Division so difficult with so many quality teams really from top to bottom, and yet they're still holding strong at the top. Just trying to regain that form from early on in the season. As Moar plays this across, does hit the referee. And this will go back to RGV. Stay in play, Cerritos. There's Lopez controlling things in the middle. Last time he faced off against Phoenix Rising, he was exiting the playoffs last year with Sacramento Republic. Here comes RGV. This was over the head of Edwards. It's still tracked down and they'll keep it in here. Cerritos. Lopez will get it back out wide again. Vera sends the cross in. Musa there to head it away. And that ends the threat for RGV. Musa with goals in 2 straight games, and he said coming into this one that the team's been focusing on set pieces the last few weeks, and he went on to say, I don't think I've scored 2 goals in 2 games in my whole career. But here we are.
Good on him. At least he's honest. Never are not going to speak his mind on the double negative. The idea to keep the game in front of them is what RGV are trying to do. Robinson, Riley, Pimentel, that is the change. That is the back three. Carter Manley has moved out to the wingback roles. We have seen him fluctuate between the back three and moving into the five. As he matches up against Santi Moar over there. The physical presence that is Carter Manley will help out Pimentel, and the two of them together. Gotta make sure the proximity is quite close. Don't find those diagonals. And then for Adrian Vera on the left, can he find combination play with Kyle Edwards, who has drifted out? And they basically just gone a straight line right across the middle. Soritos alone up top.
Rodriguez getting tangled up. This will be a free kick for Phoenix. Cabezas. It's just outside the area. Let's take a closer look at this, though.
There's a quick shout on the side for the assistant referee from Arturo Rodriguez. He wants a card. There's definitely no penalty. It's a couple of feet outside the top corner. Whether or not it's a card is another story. 10 minutes in, referee gives the grace period to Juan David Cabezas. Aiden Quinn, he's got to feel like he's at Thanksgiving dinner right here, getting set up with all the trimmings. Really pick and choose your poison as to which way you want to attack, with Solomon Asante and the understanding that he can still give great service as well, but this has to be the left footer and go right after him.
Instead, it's the right foot and a diving save, and then a clearance. Tyler Derrick was whipped into a good area, but it was the outswinger.
It's a very good ball for sure, I'll give him that. Again, that's what keeps the goalkeeper guessing. That slight hesitation, Josh, knowing that there's a real good chance it's going to be struck on net, as opposed to swung back in.
This is a foul before it ever gets to Tate Schmidt. Well, Quality Health reminds you that next time you or a loved one needs preventative or routine care, go to your doctor first. If you don't have a doctor, go to equalityhealth.com to find one near you. Rufat Dadashov getting the start tonight. Him and David Egbo have really been going back and forth the past couple of weeks. Dadashov gets the nod from the beginning tonight. Rick Shank's just mentioning to us that he likes what Egbo can bring off the bench, and it'll be interesting to see, much like in goal, kind of how that figures out moving forward.
Would say that outside of the fact that Dadashov hasn't been able to score as prolifically as we saw in 2020, Josh, great game defensively last time out against San Diego Loyal. You know, they're known, Phoenix Rising, for their ability to press, push you into uncomfortable situations.
Here's another uncomfortable spot, and it's deflected out. Another corner kick for Phoenix.
This was more so true for San Diego Loyal, their inability to break down in finite spots, as opposed to the ability to transition vertically down the field. Different role for Rufat Dadashov. Sat in nicely on the road against San Diego Loyal, but how's that translated home? You got to start playing off of the fans, and at some point in time, again, 11 goals in 18 appearances in 2020, so 3 through 12, off pace a tiny bit, still not that terrible.
Comes the in-swinger, whipped into a good area, and the header just glancing wide. There is Joey Farrell up again. Maybe there's a white jersey sitting on the bench for RGV.
The ghost of RGV Pass stepping out. Don't go down the 2020 tunnel, trust me. It's changed for the better for a reason.
They're trying to backheel that to keep it in play. Instead, it's just a throw-in. Darnell King now curling this in. Dadashov couldn't get his head to it. Carter Manley will knock this clear. Lopez, how quickly can RGV go here? Not quick enough. Switch of play. It's Darnell King. Infield on that left foot, just trying to clip this towards goal, and somehow it sneaks through. I'm not sure anybody got a touch on that. Give the goal to Darnell King. It's 1-0 Phoenix.
Just throw it into the mixer and see what happens for Darnell King. That right foot of his, not necessary. Wanted, desired, but unnecessary as he whips this to the back post. It's the tiniest of touches that deflects right in front of Tyler Derrick. Solomon Asante tries the flick on the near. You've got the back post run of Rufat Dadashov on the far, but Pimentel is the one. Where's the 4 jersey for RGV that gives the opening goal for Phoenix Rising? Frustration has boiled over here. They've been pounding on the door. And Wilmer Cabrera having a conversation as his goalkeeper goes to ground and tries to get his team back on track.
That goal brought to you by Arizona Federal Credit Union. You can see Tyler Derrick down back the other way, and that is not a good sign. Goalkeeper on the bench tonight is Colin Miller. He spent some time with Loudon. See if Derrick can continue. I thought he was holding his arm earlier. I don't know what is bothering him now.
All right, guys, all right.
Let's look at this again.
The resurgence of form for Tyler Derrick was one that we talked about regularly, Josh, earlier on this season. Watch as he comes to a little follow through right there. Yeah, that looks like the knee of Dadashov that catches him. You don't want to pick up any of those challenges, yet alone the big frame of Rufat Dadashov. Nice to see Tyler Derrick back up on his feet moving. Having another career year, Tyler Derrick, former homegrown for Houston Dynamo all the way back in 2009, was the first ever for the Dynamo that came from the Houston Academy. Actually the second in MLS history. Fun little fact for you.
That is a good fact.
Tristan Bowen from LA Galaxy sits atop that argument.
So 1-0 to Phoenix. We'll see who gets that goal in the end. Looked like maybe a slight touch from Eric Pimentel. If I'm Darnell King, I'm claiming it. He put it into a dangerous area. Fooled everybody.
That's the one that you claim and then immediately get yelled at in the locker room.
It wasn't your goal.
Buying drinks for everybody else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
King. It's still Darnell King trying to keep his feet, and he's unable to do so. Little turf monster coming up. The crowd appreciating King getting forward.
Here's the right foot of Darnell King. The problem is it looks like dance lessons with 2 left feet on the back end of it. Let's see how much they continue to attack this right-hand side, because they basically conceded fully on the right flank for RGV, which means that you can have a more advanced role for Santimar easily, but not as much space to run into. You'll get more isolated one-on-ones. And that turns into matchups against Carter Manley and Eric Pimentel. Of course, a little deflection coming off of the cross in a second ago for Darnell King, which does start on the right. And that ability to cut back in, Josh, that's going to be there all night long right now, the way that they're set up.
Another Carvana corner kick, Arturo Rodriguez. Another in-swinger, back post. Looked like Farrell was up for it, may have gotten blocked down. Phoenix will recollect at midfield. Long diagonal ball. Rodriguez again. Brings this infield. Good quick passing here. Still Schmidt! Pardon me, that's Aiden Quinn coming all the way forward. And Quinn doubles the advantage for Phoenix.
This is some kind of run by Aiden Quinn, and the buildup from Phoenix Rising is everything that Rick Shantz could ask for. The depletion is faced by Arturo Rodriguez stepping out, drags a runner with him with the understanding that someone, anyone can run right through, but it can't be anyone, Josh. It can only be one man, Aiden Quinn. Coming into this season, Rick Shantz said, I don't need you to be the best you can be. I need you to be the best 8 you can be for us. What a run to split the middle, the little 1-2, and the tiny touch that allows him to then put this in the bottom corner for only the second time this season. Magic out in the desert.
That goal presented by Arizona Federal Credit Union. So it is Aiden Quinn, after all, to get the goal, and inside of 20 minutes, Phoenix a 2-0 advantage, and they just keep on chugging. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford, Arizona's largest Ford dealership. Here's King. Now Rodriguez.
Don't get rattled here if you're RGV, and that's easy to say 21 minutes in, down 2-0, but this is a team that can still attack very well. They have the confidence. More importantly, they have the ability to have patience, and we've seen that in previous matches. Not on the road, not against Phoenix Rising, but just inside 70 minutes to go. Do not hit the panic button here. There's too much talent for RGV. Again, just steady the ship, because as we said, Phoenix Rising get a couple early. This could get away, and they're right on the border of that right now. So step on the ball, slow the game down, and start to pull Phoenix Rising out of their comfort zone. See if you can challenge some of the spaces in behind when they start to attack.
Here comes a long shot. Nothing troubling Ben Lutz.
Watch Aiden Quinn here. His run. It's amazing. So you've already got the movement by Rodriguez. Aiden Quinn is coming out of the left side of your screen. Little touch there, and watch the touch right there. The outside of his left foot, but notice it doesn't go any further than about 1.5 yards away from his body. Josh, if that goes farther, there's gonna be a tackle. Someone's gonna step in and pull it away from him. Who says you need 2 feet? 1 foot works just fine, thank you very much.
I'll give you that challenge.
Yeah, I'm a left footer. We got to stick together.
All
man.
right. Rodriguez loses possession here. A chance for RGV, but Ben Lunt comes up with another big save. Boy, this goalkeeper battle has been so fun to watch between Rawls and Lunt. Tonight, it's Lunt to show out.
This is all about the deflection, because it's a terrible turnover on the inside. There is no foul. Little follow through for sure. But as this thing sprays out, little deflection off Joey Farrell. Beyond impressive from Ben Lunt to be able to track this thing, especially with Farrell going to ground, catching a little nick, and then putting itself into that bottom corner.
Lopez has one bounce in. RGV will stay in possession here. Pulling this in towards the end line. We'll let this bounce out of play. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Up over the top for Asante. There'll be a throw in deep in that corner. That's a foul on Lambert. Coming into tonight, Phoenix 6-0-1 at home. They had scored 25 of its 32 goals on this field as well. 4 of their 6 clean sheets on this field as well. I know it's a long way down the road, but home field advantage in playoffs, you feel like for Phoenix, so important to get that #1 spot in the West.
They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it before the first kick of the first ball of the first game of the season. That is the goal every single year for this team. Now, with the understanding that they would trade, of course, some of those accolades for a title. That's what it comes down to for this team, but they want to be the best. They want to score the most goals, give up the least, be talked about with the best teams, if not the best overall, around this entire league. And this is when teams really start to separate themselves, Josh, because most coaches will tell you there's a fluctuation based on the answer, but it's 8, 10, 12 games as the measuring stick for their squad. All the work they did in the offseason of putting pen to paper, assembling the newbies, keeping the core chemistry, and what that looks like come preseason time really starts to take shape right around then. So as you turn that corner, where do the results come from? Where does the evolution come from in terms of the progression and getting better? Phoenix Rising has really answered that the past couple of matches. Now, to be fair to RGV, outside of the 25 minutes tonight, they've done the same thing. You talked about their quick start. Maybe they leveled off a little bit. Teams started to figure them out. They changed. Phoenix Rising, similar. They changed last game. Never have you ever seen a team sit back, concede possession that much, and been so good building out, going the other direction. Didn't have a lot of goals to show for it, of course, but defensively magnificent. Combine all that together, that's a perfect storm.
Rodriguez sends this in, and Dadashov makes it 3-0. Phoenix pouring it on.
The perfect storm that starts and finishes with Rufat Dadashov. The starting point, his defensive effort. So good in 2020. Amazing against San Diego Loyal. Lacking in the goals department. That's important for their 9. Could they get him going? Pressure put on him by David Egbo. Who's going to wear the shirt? Earned it last time out. Could he keep it? Inside the half-hour mark, the finishing aspect finally comes into the spotlight again for Rufat Dadashov. 3 for Phoenix Rising.
And that goal presented by Arizona Federal Credit Union, 4th of the season for Dadashov. Funny enough, that now matches him with David Egbo at 4 goals apiece. You mentioned what Dadashov did last year, 11 goals on 36 shots. He's second in the league in goals scored. He's trying to regain that form from a year ago. RGV has a set piece here back the other way.
For the record, that locker room conversation with Darnell King, he's currently being credited with the goal. So all is well on the defensive front for Darnell King.
I'm okay giving it to him, by the way. Lopez will send this out wide. They're way back in this one for RGV. Getting to the end line, sending this back post. Falls kindly. Vera will drive it back in, and Lutz will get down and gobble it up. And he'll distribute quickly. Rodriguez gets there for Phoenix. And they earn a corner out of it. It's end-to-end right there for Phoenix Rising. Rodriguez curls this in again. This time headed away. That did go out of play. Not to pile on here, but El Paso did just take a 2-1 advantage tonight, so this result, these two results really for RGV, not a good combination.
Paso Locomotive, if they can continue down that path. A team of death by 1,000 draws, as our friend Mike Watts likes to say. Finally getting back into winning form with 4 wins in their last 5 games. Separation between them and third place is 10 points currently, even with the win by Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC on the road, 3-1 to Loudon. And said that the Mountain Division is the most difficult in the USL Championship. That still rings true for me, but it is interesting how, again, hitting that mid-season point, getting close to it where, you know, the good from the great and the mediocre start to really move away.
Here's Aiden Quinn again. Put this in the middle. Now Moar, overlapping run. Cross comes in, it's headed away. This will be a foul.
Josh, there's 5 points currently between RGV in second and Austin in 6th.
That's awesome.
You can't convince me there's a more difficult division. I'm sorry. And it's not just the numbers. It's an eye test, right? Because out of respect to everybody in the Pacific Division, it's Phoenix Rising and everybody else. Let's understand that.
And Tacoma at home.
And Tacoma at home. Fair enough. Good shout. It's really similar as you look around. You know, the Atlantic Division, people want to make an argument there. Tampa Bay Rowdies lost again. Pittsburgh, they're in a whole nother stratosphere.
I just did their game earlier tonight. They looked very solid. Great second half from Alex Dixon.
Charlotte Independence were 6 without a win. They win, take down the Rowdies. I mean, you can't figure it out. And then the Central Division is just top heavy. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yes.
So anyway, bringing everything full circle. To have to play games every single week in a playoff atmosphere, that's not easy to do. And that's what RGV is going through.
Edwards getting this out wide. Maybe a chance to pull one back, but unable to do so. Loot affected that just enough. Great chance there for RGV.
And when it does break down for Phoenix Rising, who steps up? Of course, Ben Lute's going to be the answer. Do not sleep on this team. They will not go quietly in tonight. They are so good in those transitional movements. Combination play, great overlapping run by Juan Carlos Azacar on the right side. You know, the ability, whether it's Roro Lopez, Juan David Cabezas, or Cerritos, all 3 of which can drop down in, but also extend this game. Now, of course, Roro and Juan David will come much further to help build out of the back, but they're so good at applying numbers up top, Josh, and applying their trade in and around the top of the 18.
There's how we've gotten to this point. King, Quinn, and Dadashov. Another ball over the top. Sante tracking that right over his head. He was pulled back, a whistle and a foul.
It's the right arm over the right shoulder of Solomon Asante for Adrian Vera that gets him into trouble. You know that he, at a moment's notice, is going to stop, spin on a dime, and that's exactly what happens here. Watch the little pinch right there. Solomon Asante looking for it, leans into it, but the problem is you're not only close to the referee, you're right in front of the AR, right on the touchline. It's easy for them to have communication, even if the head referee misses it. Different angle from the ball that we saw whipped in previously. Less of a likelihood of Aiden Quinn trying to go to goal, but then again, the night he's having, who knows?
It's a two-man wall just to protect that near post for Tyler Derrick in goal. And this will be the left foot of Aiden Quinn. Either he puts it into the mixer or towards goal. Quinn curls it in, glancing header, and then the shot was off the crossbar. And here comes RGV, led by Kyle Edwards. Plenty of black jerseys back defending. And Edwards has to put the brakes on. Here's Lopez. Cerritos. Cabezas drives this wide. Trying to test Ben Lute there in goal. A couple of chances now on both ends.
Well, the first one, the ball that is Aiden Quinn. Watch the little flick, and then Tate Schmidt on the back stick. Unlucky. Great redirect here to go after Tyler Derrick. The problem is nobody told the crossbar to get out of the way. Good recovery by RGV going the other direction, and the strike from distance. Again, they can hurt you in so many different ways. RGV approaching the dressing room at halftime. Wilmer Cabrera will be happy with the response from his team. The problem is, it took him about 30 minutes to get into this game.
Here's Asante, fresh off his 100th appearance for Phoenix Rising, last time out against San Diego. Kevin Lambert creeping close to that number as well. Cabezas will go over the top. And this shot sliced out of play. Another opportunity for Juan Carlos Azocar. Fans, don't wait on picking your seats for Rising's next home match on August 14th versus Orange County. Single match tickets on sale with a great family 4-pack and 4 Peaks night out options starting at $20 per ticket that also feed the whole family. Text Rising to 20123 to connect with a representative or visit phxrisingfc.com/tickets for more information. Asante too strong for Arturo Rodriguez. Before you could really blink, Phoenix was up 3-0. Not a whole lot of A+ chances in there for RGV back the other way. They have forced a few saves out of Ben Lute. We thought it would be in that in those transitional moments. It's just really been through basic build-up and a couple of set pieces.
Some luck.
Yeah, you need some of that along the way.
Luck too, for sure. To be honest, the first ball that's whipped in, is it a good ball? Absolutely. Don't take anything away from the passage of play. That was Phoenix Rising on the opening goal. But the little deflection on the back post.
Azocar will keep this in play. Lopez. Trying to gain some time on the ball here is RGV.
This is something that for RGV over the past couple of matches, I mentioned how they've tweaked their system a little bit. Tweak came back on June 30th in the 3-2 win against El Paso Locomotive, but the interesting thing about it, Josh, was that not just against El Paso, they had to chase so much throughout this change. And the Locomotive game is an easy one because El Paso Locomotive, every time on the field, tactically it's 700 passes, maybe a 1-0 victory, but they always win the possession battle. They make you feel uncomfortable because of how much you have to chase. But even the 2 games against Austin and Orange County, they conceded the possession battle. Still efficient going forward and defending.
Here's the corner kick. A whistle before anything can really happen.
But through all of that, and there's not many a team that will understand what it's like to play this squad at their home venue. But through all of that, they didn't experience anything like this, respectfully. When you look back at what they've done recently, I do have a true opinion that Austin Bold are not given enough credit for their results and how good they are and can be. Now, understand that because they're currently sitting in 6th in the Mountain Division. But also understand that 1 win and they jump right back into 3rd. That's how close this division is. And so their games this year have been drawn out and difficult and fought uphill against Austin Bold. Same thing against El Paso. Same thing against Orange County, even though they won 2-0. That was a 1-0 game going into the final 10 minutes of the match, where Orange County carry a lot of the possession. So they understand what it takes when they don't have the ball a lot to still find a way to win. You're going to have to quantify that by leaps and bounds in the second half here.
Yeah.
If you want to find a way to get back into this game. With a true understanding of the fact that this is not over. Phoenix Rising does not take their foot off the pedal. If anything, coming out at the start of the second half, it may get worse about the amount of pressure they'll put on you. Because they'll go for the jugular. They'll look for the 4th and 5th. It doesn't stop.
There's Asante just finding that space and exploiting it and still going. He was tripped up but kept his feet. Now cutting in field, cutting back towards the end line. And this ushered out a play, and he didn't like that last touch by Pimentel.
There is an initial challenge about 30 yards from the net on the near touchline to us that he's able to keep his feet up on at the tail end of this right there. Great job on the pressure by Juan David Cabezas, but Solomon Asante, quick little cut back across, so good. Is there contact? I see a lot there, to be honest. I'm not saying there isn't, just from the angle that we have at our disposal. We don't see it. Writhing in pain here, Solomon Asante is. You can see the reaction from RGV players. They didn't like it, felt like it was a bit of acting. But there was really furiosity by Arturo Rodriguez in the comments that he was making to the assistant referee on the near touchline. I'll be able to give you another look and give you exactly the idea of what played out on the far line. Not necessarily sure you're going to get it here. It does give you a different angle. Again, I plead the 5th. Really declined to comment, to be honest, because it's just too hard to tell.
All eyes still on Solomon Asante, who remains down. There he is, back on his feet. Asante, the captain. Derek puts this back in play. Don't forget, if you can't make it to the game, you could watch Phoenix Rising Soccer live on CW 61 Arizona and channel 1006, or stream it live on the ABC 15 app, on Roku, and other streaming platforms. CW 61 Arizona, your home for Phoenix Rising. Collision there with Riley going down.
Yeah, this is a bad one. The two guys, they got caught up here and tangled in. Be real careful here for Camden Riley. He went down ground hard after this challenge. You see how quickly the trainer came out. They saw it from the sideline. A little step off the back line. You understand that he has to make it.
He took that square
In the face. And you could see it happening in slow motion when we saw it in real time.
It'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time presented by Sprouts. Lopez splitting the midfield. Musa to get the tackle and to win it back. Final 100 seconds in this first half that has belonged all to Phoenix, so they might cap it with another one. Rodriguez trying to put it back into the middle for Asante. Once again, Phoenix finding those spaces and exploiting very quickly. Here's Moar. Quinn. Blocked down. Schmidt will keep this in play. And now he'll cross one in and pick out Dadashov. Rodriguez again. And Derek will let this bounce out of play. Farrell places through the middle, and Asante picks it up. Now finds Moar. Can RGV muster up here in the last few seconds of this first half? Vera for Lopez. There's Manley. That is the end of this first half. In a first 45 minutes, it was dominated by Phoenix Rising.
There are certain points in time, Josh, where you come into a game, and as you approach halftime, specifically this one, you just have to tip your hat. That was a complete performance by Phoenix Rising in the first, and I understand there were some moments where RGV had a couple of looks, but with the way that they were able to break down this stout defensive line. Great goalkeeping, and at times press for RGV. Not sure you can be much happier for Rick Shantz. We're going to ask him what he would change. And for RGV, turn the page. That half is over. Forget about it and find a way with all of your great play to get back in this here in the second half.
So 3 goals and Phoenix Rising halfway to 3 points, but still 45 minutes to go to close this one out. It's the Pacific versus the Mountain, and the Pacific has the advantage. It's Phoenix 3, RGV 0. Halftime coming right up.
Welcome into the Phoenix Rising halftime show. I'm Adam Waltz, joined as always by head coach Rick Shantz. We're going to talk real quick about last week's match against San Diego. A bit of a rivalry forming between you guys. How great was it to snap their 9-game unbeaten streak, give them their first loss at home, and also kind of win that chippiness battle?
Yeah, it's important. You know, every time we go into a season like this where you're playing teams more than twice, you know, we talk about winning the series and making sure that we get more points out of the 4 games than they can or they will. I'm really proud of the boys. They took a good approach mentally and very, very focused, very determined. You know, we spent all week talking about what the tactics were going to be like, but I said, you know what, it's not about tactics. It's just about how much you guys want to win this game, and I'm really proud of their approach.
And in that game, we saw Solomon Asante's 100th USL game. Coming up next week against Oakland is Kevin Lamberts, who was incredible against San Diego. What does he mean to this team?
Lambert's an anchor. You know, when we always know what we're going to get out of him, and he covers so much ground. He covers so much space for us that when we're attacking, we talk about what's called offensive defending. And when we're on the attack, having a focus of when we lose the ball. You know, defenders have to be somewhat pessimistic, but when you've got Lambert on the field, everyone is optimistic that we're going to get it back. So it's awesome to have a guy like Kev, because it allows us to take so many more risks and to do what we want to do offensively.
And defensively, your strategy, you know, you weren't really necessarily worried about time of possession, but you kind of really hurt the other teams with your defensive tightness. How does he fit into that?
Yeah, so whenever we're defending in a really forward movement, like pressing in their half and trying to win the ball, Kev covers all the space between the front line and the back line. When we're sitting in what we call a mid-block, and like we did against San Diego, we're trying to close that space between the 2 lines, and having Kev play laterally, knowing that he can get across to the left and the right throughout the whole game. I think he ran about 11 kilometers that game, and it was just under Aiden Quinn, and that's pretty impressive for the 2 of them. All
right, don't go anywhere more from Coach Rick Shantz. I'm going to ask him about those USL mid-year meetings coming up on Phoenix Rising Halftime Show.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
Pacific Office Automation is the one source for all of your business technology. Copiers and printers. Managed IT and cloud services. Unified communications and telephones. Security systems and cameras. Complete conference room packages. You need to partner with a total office solutions provider that gets it. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty. An answer, uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
The 18, the Marcus Sargent goes to his left, hard strike, and it's in the net, 2-1 Oakland.
Split shit, another massive stop. Shoots, deflected, and a big save from Rawls as Asante takes this on. Oh, that's a tremendous goal from Solo.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer, uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Equality Health is giving doctors more time to be doctors, so they can give you the care you deserve. Ask if your doctor is part of the Equality Health Network today. Equality Health. Caring is back.
Halftime here from Wild Horse Pass. All Phoenix Rising in that first 45 minutes. 3-0 over RGV. News and notes from around the USL Championship. Leaving the lab, might there be a new venue for New Mexico United? And of course, Joe Kuzminski, Player of the Week. Classic day at the office for a goalkeeper, a PK save, an assist, and a clean sheet.
Had to throw that clean sheet in there because apparently the penalty save and the assist wasn't good enough. Go figure.
And then the USL Championship on ESPN returns. Oakland Roots and Phoenix Rising coming up this week. Some other intriguing fixtures as well coming up tomorrow and Wednesday. What piques your interest?
I want to see what New Mexico does at Tacoma Defiance, the second most difficult place to play in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Tacoma Defiance fresh off that quality victory over San Diego Loyal. I'm interested in that one. I'm also interested to see, how does San Diego Loyal now recover? For a team that had the longest unbeaten streak at present of 9 games, 6 wins included in that, back-to-back losses, they're on the road again. Where's the road to recovery start? The answer's on the West Coast.
We'll see. Phoenix 3, RGV 0, second half coming up in just a few.
Welcome back to the Phoenix Rising Halftime Show. I'm Adam Waltz with head coach Rick Shantz. A quick look ahead to Oakland. They're they're a young team. How do you prep for a team that's still kind of figuring things out?
Well, they give us a lot of challenges. They do have some speed out wide. They've got some good players. The biggest challenge is they haven't had a consistent lineup. And I think when you're a new club and you're kind of moving into a new league, you're trying to figure out what you're doing. Not too dissimilar to what we went through when we went from Arizona United to Phoenix Rising.
USL held its mid-year meetings. I want to get your thoughts real quick. We'll start with the possibility of relegation with League One.
Well, I think that the most important point whenever you do promotion relegation discussions is making sure that there's some minimum standards and there's some equality. So for the owners that are investing, $10 to $12 million a year in their club, to then be relegated to a league where owners are investing $1 million a year. It really impacts the business model. So I think they have to kind of create some equity there. Ultimately, I would love to see it. I think it's important. I think it's great for fans. It makes excitement at the top and bottom of the table, and just keeps more people interested in the sport.
And then if things change from a fall to spring schedule, how does that affect your coaching and your team?
Oh, well, for Phoenix, it's great. I mean, who doesn't want to play in November, December, January?
You don't like those 107 nights? Real quick, I want to move to the Suns. You know, they just had their championship run, snapped in the finals. You've been close in 2019 with your 20-game unbeaten streak. What do you tell your guys, you know, being that close and seeing that hard work come to an end and keeping them motivated through the end of the season and the playoffs?
Well, after we lost that first final, it was it really created hunger. And we all wanted to get back, and we really wanted to go after it again. And that was 2018, and I think that sparked that 20-game run. And, you know, then when we lost in the playoffs, that was a little devastating. But, you know, hopefully Coach Monty Williams can have a 3 or 4 year run like we've had, and we'll both be striving for that championship. And I definitely understand. I feel for him. I feel for the players. But I'm sure some of them are really hungry to get back at it. And they probably want to get back on the court right away.
That's it for your Phoenix Rising halftime show here on CW61 Arizona. We'll get you back to the second half.
When we started Carvana, they told us that selling cars 100% online wouldn't work. But we went to work, building an experience that lets you shop over 17,000 cars from home, creating a coast-to-coast network to deliver your car as soon as tomorrow, recruiting an army of customer advocates to make your experience incredible, and putting you in control of the whole thing with powerful technology. That's why we've become the nation's fastest-growing retailer, because our customers love it. See for yourself at Carvana.com.
Does anyone really understand kids? Phoenix Children's does. And as they grow, our pediatricians are with them, and you, every step of the way. Phoenix Children's. Meet our pediatricians.
It starts off with a little seed, and with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious, fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, they are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
At Arizona Federal, our passion is to help out the community where you live and work, because where you bank should make you feel good. Show your support for the home team with the Phoenix Rising Visa debit card. When you open a new account, you can score $100 just for using your card when you shop. How's that for an easy goal? Be a part of our commitment to the community. Arizona Federal Credit Union.
First half highlights from Wild Horse Pass in Phoenix. A lot of goals for Rising in that first half, and it started 14th minute. Darnell King, bounce, goal.
Still a bit surprised that they're giving this to him off the deflection by Eric Pimentel on the back post. But nobody tells Darnell King he can't wear the crown. Guess what, though? Arturo Rodriguez sets him up. There's going to be a theme here as we start to fast forward. 19th minute. Watch the run by Aiden Quinn. Good first touch, better second, the third, and then the fourth. Buried into the bottom corner for Phoenix Rising. Second of the year for Aiden Quinn. Second of the night for Phoenix Rising. It was a span of 13 minutes that saw 3 goals. Arturo Rodriguez from the set piece. Rufat Dadashov off that little touch inside the box. His 4th on the season. 3-0 Phoenix Rising at halftime.
Let's hear from Rick Shantz.
We were very good, very organized, extremely dangerous on set pieces. We thought it would be a very important game to be strong on set pieces. I think that defensively it's a little bit different because they're playing with a back 3, back 5, so their front 2 are spread apart. We just have to make sure that we don't get complacent and step too high and try to do too many things. It's good that they're pressing us a little bit because it's making us think about the game, and you know, we're going to have to be very strong technically, But I think the subs were going to do a great job in the second half.
Always interesting to hear from Rick Schantz at halftime as we get set for this second half. Teams, of course, switch ends. Phoenix in all black tonight, RGV in those white tops and blue shorts. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. We're closing out this Saturday night in the USL Championship, and so far, so good for the home side. And you wonder what that halftime team talk was like for RGV, and it looks like already an injured player here in these opening few seconds for RGV. It's Juan David Cabezas. It doesn't look like he will continue, already taking off the captain's armband. It's not a good start for RGV.
That's an interesting one, just behind the scenes. You get a quick little look at what went on here for Juan David Cabezas. Playing out, little turn. Nope, knows immediately. That's not good. I have to imagine that's lower body, and just with the hope that Juan David Cabezas is so important to this team and what they're able to do defensively, transitional, everything. A lot of responsibility put on Juan David Cabezas.
There's James Murphy coming on in his second season with the club. New Jersey native will now come on for pretty much the entire second half now. Cabrera, how do you think that halftime team talk goes?
Who wants to ride home? You think I'm kidding? Who wants to get back on the bus, and who wants to ride to the airport, and who wants to go back to HEB Park? If you don't start performing in the second half, that's going to be a long walk home. The problem is let's be clear here. They weren't self-inflicted wounds. The deflection in the back of the net, I'm not taking anything away from Phoenix Rising. They were good, very good. Borderline great. However, there are moments where just poor decisions were made, where it's an easy ball up over the top, but instead,
here's Dadashov. Out wide, cross coming back in. Riley there to head it away.
Where instead, Josh, you try and take that extra touch, and you don't need to, right?
Good little 1-2 play. Schmidt blocked down. Dadashov blocked away. Riley got his foot in there. Pressure staying on. Derek pushes this away and then grabs it. Phoenix picking up right where they left off.
You do need that single touch from Camden Riley, though. Going down just before halftime. What a recovery here. Sells his body out because this thing is tucking itself home for the fourth goal of the night, and second for Dadashov, if not for Camden Riley.
Manley whips this in. Azokar. Going to cut in field. Ball was just a bit too far out in front to get a real shot away. Good pressure to win it right back for RGV. Here's Lopez. An easy catch for Ben Lute. There's a whistle and a foul. RGV will go quick here. Position battles all across this lineup. So intriguing. The likes of Tate Schmidt coming in after Ryan Flood. Seemed to be in good form to start the season, but he gets moved out of the lineup. Toby Adewole, he comes out of the lineup. This rotation is quite interesting from Rick Shantz, but I'm sure you have to like that competition in training.
That's what it's all about, making you earn that shirt every week, regardless of what performance you put on the field. That was something that they talked about all the time in their 20-game winning streak. Reminder, not unbeaten, winning. A record that was absolutely demolished by Phoenix Rising in 2019. How difficult it was in team selection, Josh, because every week guys were so hungry, and you saw that. There was a lot of rotation.
I believe this will be a handball. Come back to Phoenix. There's our Sprout stat of the game. They have yet to lose when scoring 2 or more goals. That only draw coming against San Diego. Late equalizer, of course, from Joey Calistri. Well on their way to adding a 9th win to that total. Lopez driving at this back line. And this a free kick awarded to RGV. Musa just got tangled up there with Lopez.
This is one as a player where you can see the writing on the wall from miles away, and your body can't keep up with your decision making. You can't fault James Musa for going to ground here because he's trying to make a play on the ball. And what he thinks is the last line of confrontation. He's not wrong. Tried to recover to get up too, but the quick wit of Roro Lopez on display. He'll fancy himself for here. And the right footer will have the opportunity to keep his team in this game. Still within striking distance with 38 minutes to go here. Here, Ben Lute, you got to be careful because that near post is going to seem so appetizing to cheat on. Aurora Lopez knows that. The veteran can easily distract you and bring it back across his body.
All of his goal involvements have come in the last 4 games. That's 2 goals and 3 assists. Here's Lopez. He'll play this in. Here comes the shot, and it just sneaks wide. Something off the training ground there from RGV, and it nearly came off. Azokar was so close. Corner kick to RGV.
Love this misdirection. Everybody, myself included, thinks Roro Lopez is going to hit this. Unselfish.
Right up into the air, and Lute just punch this away. Another corner kick coming.
Smartly done, Josh, because when you're in this situation where your team's struggling, not a lot of opportunities, and you're looking for a spark to get back into a game, a lot of times you lean on what you know best. That's different for RGV. I really like that.
The ball played low and now clipped in. Here are those transitional moments. What can Phoenix do here? Not much. The 8th all-time meeting between these two sides. RGV 0-4-3 all-time against Phoenix. Still looking for that first win. These two teams haven't played since 2019. Of course, the regionalized schedule a year ago. Vera sends this in. Azokar, glancing header. RGV pulls one back. It's 3-1.
Rick Shantz said going into halftime, the talk with his team, he's glad they were pressing a little bit, RGV, because it made them think playing out of the back. Didn't want his team to become complacent. It's exactly what happens. It's a 2v1 on the far side. Rodriguez doesn't track the runner to help out Darnell King. Easy enough to put this up into a danger area, but more importantly, Azekar has to attack this ball. Said that they had really gone into a wide 2 striking option up top. Azekar wasn't always in the mix there as Edwards would step in and he'd get a step out of the midfield. This time he does. One of the more threatening players in the first half finally gets RGV on the board.
I'm not good with quick math, but that's the first goal that Phoenix has conceded since the 2nd minute in their game against Charlotte. That was 3 games ago. So no clean sheet tonight for Phoenix, but is there a potential way back in this for RGV? They have a bit of confidence now. For Azekar, that's his 4th goal on the season. Looking for this. There's Asante. For Vera, that is his first assist as well. Quinn long over the top. Look at that. Here's Asante just to pluck it out of the air. Moar. Looked like it may have taken a deflection on the way in. Didn't get a full shot behind that. Saved by Derek.
Some kind of ball by Aiden Quinn.
Sure is. And I go back to what you said earlier when he scored and what Rick Schantz said at the beginning of the season, just wanting him to be the best left center back, or pardon me, midfielder for this team. Really thrived in that role this season.
It's easy to look at a player like Aiden Quinn for his attributes in general, yet alone within the USL Championship, Josh. If he's not the best, he is amongst the top 5 in the league. For my money, I'm investing in him all day, 100%. But his role at Phoenix Rising is much different in terms of what they are asking him to do, compared to A, what he's capable of, and B, what he's been asked in previous seasons. Of course, Orange County. They would have him drop right where Joey Farrell is right now. From a distribution standpoint, come real deep, play within the back 4, a deep lying 6, and then 30 seconds later, he'd be tucked underneath their striker as a false 9 or even as the 10, as their playmaker.
Look at this build up. Rodriguez now. Here's Asante trying to get involved a bit. Asante using that pace, putting this into the middle. Moar was shut out of that chance. Here comes Phoenix again. King was closed down. Good little touch to find the space from Edwards. Taken off the ball. Out wide for Moar. Trying to roll this in for Dadashov, and Riley clears it away. Moar. Asante deadens that ball off his chest. Rodriguez slipping this in. Really got it back from King. It's out for another throw-in. It's time for the Sonic Happy Hour, brought to you by Sonic. For rising player scores during the 60th minute, one lucky fan will win a $500 Sonic gift card. For more info, visit phxrisingfc.com/Sonic.
to get one of these things or
I was
what?
just going to ask.
I mean, it's been too long since the last one. I'm hungry. I can't sit around every broadcast and wait for someone to do this for us. I'm taking matters into my own hands.
Oh, you're going to buy milkshakes for everybody. Thanks, Devin.
There it is.
Appreciate it.
Jackie Moon, corn dogs. Corn dogs, Jackie. I'm just going to phone a friend. I'm going to call on a favor. All we need is Sam. Quick substitution. We'll get someone from the front office. Short-term sign. Talking a 2-day contract. We'll throw you on the field.
I don't know how that's going to help things.
No, literally, I'm going to throw you onto the field.
Oh, okay.
Can't help it. I just want some Sonic.
This is more free advertising. Last time I was in Phoenix, that's a heavy challenge. Lopez is still down. He looks to be in some pain. Moar comes over to console him.
This is the follow-through, though. It's not Santi Moar's fault. He gets taken out from behind. Cerritos takes down the Spaniard, and then his follow-through is on Roro Lopez, and it's a nasty collision on the inside, but not negligent by any means. At least not from Santi Moar. Good sportsmanship by Cerritos. He knows he's in the wrong. Here's the challenge. Foul's right there. Can't blame him. There's contact, though.
The yellow card goes to Alexis Cerritos. To be fair to Moar, I don't know if there was any way to really get out of that the way he went down. Yeah.
He knows the pressure is coming. He's trying to cut inside. He gets clipped. You're trying to save your body going to ground.
When you are looking for options and hope, when you want world-class medical care and support from experts who can give you the answers you need, you know where to go. Mayo Clinic. Find out more at mayoclinic.org/Arizona. And here goes Asante. It's Solomon Asante. It's saved by Tyler Derrick.
Good reaction here from Phoenix Rising. They catch RGV sleeping a little bit on the restart, thinking this ball is going to be knocked down in. Instead, they circle it back around. Solomon Asante smartly drops in like he's going to be in position and then takes off. There's the speed of the Ghanaian on full display. Tyler Derrick, tell you what, another great save on the near post. This could be 4 or 5 already.
Quinn to the back post. Derrick able to make the catch. I feel like we say that a lot about opposing goalkeepers against Phoenix Rising. Could be 4 or 5 if not for a couple brilliant saves.
Well, it's also easy to say that because so many chances
well,
coming.
And that's what I'm saying.
You have to give credit because he hasn't been poor.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It takes nothing away from what he's done tonight. Manley, play this in behind. Here's Murphy, looking for that switch of play. Lopez, he'll have a hit. Wasn't too far away. Sent Luke scrambling.
Ben Luke taking personal offense to the comments just prior, saying, I want to get involved in this too. It's a heck of a strike from Roro Lopez. He's calculating from distance, the midfielder. Good save by the big German.
Here's Murphy. Pimentel taking off the ball. Now quick over the top, trying to find Asante. It's Vera. Good turn. Able to look towards goal, rolling this in for Lutz, who is able to just hold on to that. Build up down that left side for RGV again.
Constantly attacking it, and this has got to be a shout from Cerritos on the back post because he is wide open with lots of space to play with. RGV finally starting to get involved in combination play. It was really the thing that was lacking the most in the first half, Josh. Plenty of chances that we talked about in terms of their ability to build. Now, whether or not they stepped into it, that was the question, and that was also the issue. Solutions finally being put in front of Wilma Cabrera's squad because of the fact that all of those tactically talented players are just putting passes together. You know, they're making all of this space in front of them work for them as opposed to against them like we saw in the opening 45 minutes.
Lopez this time goes for the chip. And runs out of play. Two subs coming for RGV. The first one will be Vicente Sanchez. First sub will be Sanchez in and Kyle Edwards to make way. Abukar Jai will be the other one. He'll be coming on.
Entering the match is number 14,
Abukar Jai comes on for Adrian Vera. Those two subs there for RGV. There's Musa, so good on those long balls. This will be a whistle and a free kick for Phoenix.
Imploring the fourth official to put the board down. Getting word that there is going to be another change.
Quinn curls this in. Robinson will put the brakes on. Then he gives it away in the middle. Lambert looks upfield quick. Moar will lift this over the top, and Asante won't get there. Corner kick for Phoenix.
They know what's at stake.
They know they're all coming
Everybody
off.
knows they're all coming off right now. They want to have a little fun. Word has made its way to the field that the front three for Phoenix Rising, and their night is done. Job well done. Also, Solomon Asante currently sitting on 49 regular season goals. This is his 92nd appearance. Trying to get to 50. The fastest is 100 appearances.
Here comes the corner kick. They'll stay in here, only for the moment. Farrell couldn't keep it.
Come on, Tate. Come on, Tate. Come on, Bill.
Thought they were going to go with a quick sub. Fastest is 100 appearances by Chandler Hoffman, taking to 50 goals. Of course, currently the Golden Boot leading man from Colorado Springs, Haji Berry, who, by the way, scored again tonight, 14th on the season. He did it in 101 games. Solomon Asante, though he is coming off, still has 7 more to break the record.
Asante, Donishov, and Moar all to make way for Prince Sadie, Shea Adekoya, and David Egbo. Completely new front line coming for Phoenix. A job well done. Adekoya just his 4th appearance on the season. Good night for Rufat Dadashov, starting to really turn the corner after a tough start to this season. Egbo. Here's Murphy looking for options. Here comes Phoenix. Quinn. Now Arturo Rodriguez finds himself in some space. Zadie. So quick on the ball. Puts this in. Derek kick save. And the follow-up is out of play. And Prince Zadie getting right in there, getting right in the action.
He's got some of the quicker feet and change of pace and change of direction on this entire squad. And to watch him work, it's really impressive because it's these tight little spaces that he doesn't have to work through. He just forces it upon the situation. Cut left, cut right. And then as he brings it across, Josh, he does it with pace. You know, the actual ball that comes through, not easy in that small moment to get that much power behind it, and yet Sadie does. Every single time he steps on, I feel like we see something different out of him.
Egbo. Couldn't sidestep Riley. Puts this too far and out of play. Arizona Complete Health is the exclusive health plan partner of Phoenix Rising Football Club, providing each member the tools they need to successfully manage their own health. No matter your age or stage in life, Arizona Complete Health has you covered. Sanchez. Azokar. Comes a long shot. Will go out of play. It's just the kind of night it's been for RGV. Azokar does have the lone goal tonight for the Toros. Sanchez. Pick this out right over the top. Pimentel was there.
It's really smart too, because the other two boys in Camden Riley and Grant Robertson had already started to aggressively move the back line up, Josh, and Craig Pimentel recognized that they were onside as this came up over the top. Immediately retreated and got in the way of the attack.
Sanchez. Jai joining the attack. It's Lopez. Over the top, trying to play the offside trap, and it did work. We're looking to start the second half of the season on a high note. Oakland roots welcomes in this high-powered Phoenix Rising side. And the USL on ESPN continues. Don't miss any of the action. Wednesday, August 4th, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN 2. Phoenix and Oakland will be opening up Laney College in the USL Championship. Oakland suffering a tough 3-0 defeat tonight to Orange County. And Phoenix is yet to play. Those two teams will have 4 matchups coming up in the last 2.5 months of the season.
Watch out.
If there's one thing, if there's one maybe glimmer of hope for the rest of the field, it's that Orange County still has 4 games against Phoenix. But still, I don't know if I'd go that far.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Virtually sitting on a 7-point lead with 2 games in hand. It's pretty impressive that they are 16 points ahead of the playoff line right now.
Lopez clips this in.
Good tackle.
Crucial intervention, and now a blocked shot. Sadie. Look at those quick feet, as you mentioned, and now the burst of pace. Plays this out wide. Arturo Rodriguez slowed down just a bit. Jai stepped in.
A beautiful tackle on the other side by substitute David Egbo. He was the one who got tangled up in the box. Always nice when your striker's willing to help out defensively. Just settle things down here a little bit if you're Phoenix Rising. RGV have done a really good job. Down 3-0, stepping on it, playing a little bit. This is what you expected to see out of them in the first half, Josh. A team that has no problem taking their time, but at the same point in time, can catch their opposition snake bitten as quickly as they can transitionally attack.
Manley lifts this in. King there to clear it away.
Watch out, look at the left side.
Instead they'll choose the right. It's Adekoya. This did go off Adekoya last.
They're fortunate the first ball doesn't come to the near touchline because Prince Sadie was wide open. And then how about Arturo Rodriguez coming up through the midfield?
Azokar. He's in a tight spot, got taken off the ball. Schmidt. And the flag comes up for offside on Prince Sadie. Fans, be sure to get to Arizona Federal Credit Union to get your Phoenix Rising debit card. It's a great way to support the team, spread the word, and you can score $100 when you get one. I've got to say, it's the coolest looking debit card I've seen. Visit ArizonaFederal.org/Phoenix Rising for more information. Azokar slides this in. Sanchez, wasn't him to take the shot though, it was Murphy.
Should have done better here for James Murphy. Very active since coming on for the injured Juan David Cabezas just at the start of halftime.
This one off, very well done. Rodriguez still battling, trying to turn that corner. And Murphy was fouled. Back to RGV it goes.
That was a fun battle, and thought maybe the favor was going to be returned by Arturo Rodriguez as Shea Adekoya showcases some of his individual skill.
Minutes to go. It's been all Phoenix Rising. Still looking though for a goal here in this second half. All three of them coming in about a 15-minute stretch in the first half. Played it behind. Cerritos takes his time. Flips this up back post. It will stay in play. Abu Karjai on the turn. Here's the shot. Fired out of play. Quick trigger tonight from RGV. Sadie cutting in field. Rodriguez keeps it moving. And Adekoya rolls this in. Schmidt over the top. Knocked back for Rodriguez. Egbo again. Egbo! Into the street behind the goal.
Ball boys get overtime for having to go this far?
I don't know. It's a great question.
There's no amount of pizza in the world that's going to have me chase this thing down. This thing is tattooed to the interstate.
Might still be in the air. Here's Azokar coming back the other way. Sanchez, a sliding challenge will clear this away. Farrell went to ground.
Darnell King wants an offside. Doesn't think that this ball through is worthy to play on. Extended conversation now. Time to back off. And for RGV, inside 10 minutes to go. Hasn't been great here in the second half, but it's definitely a nice turnaround from what we saw in the first.
Comes the corner. On the follow, low drive in. And cleared away again. Sanchez. Cutting in field. Down the line, long run for Arturo Rodriguez, now cutting in field. Challenge coming in by Jai. The referee says he got it just right. Cerritos, this time he fouls King. Lambert over the top, straight out of play.
Well, as we dissect what is the Mountain Pacific divisions. Nice to know that Sacramento Republic making friends with the Eastern Conference foe that is Red Bull 2. 3-0 in the 55th minute.
It's a long trip.
Good for Sacramento Republic. El Paso added another one. San Antonio smoked Austin Bold 3-0. Ouch. We already talked about the Orange County Oakland Roots result. Orange County 3-0. Thomas, Lee Henry, and Apodaca. Max Horn still red card in the 55th minute. That's going to be a big loss in the matchup with Phoenix Rising on Wednesday.
Joey Calistri coming on. He will replace Aiden Quinn. Of course, a goal for Aiden Quinn tonight, his second on the season. Here it was.
He's been brilliant all around. Look at it, just asking for it. Boys, give it to me. Great little step in behind. Rower Lopez doesn't track the runner, and then the world's his oyster. Honestly, everybody knows where the threat is coming from. The problem is there are so many that you have to track. When Aiden Quinn is feeling like that, you got to continue to go after. I want to read you some things that go on here. 28. My math is off. 39 of 43 to 91% passing accuracy. That's insane, first of all.
Yes.
You go a step further, he was actually better in terms of passing accuracy in his opponent's half at close to 92%. Wow. Rude, Aiden Quinn. Absolutely rude. And of course, utter filth on the goal in the build-up.
AR waves his flag on the far side. It'll be a foul and a free kick to Phoenix, but first, a couple of subs. Christian Sorto inside Louis Ramsey will be coming on. First Sorto. It will be Eric Pimentel to come off. There is Louis Ramsey, the Englishman. Alexis Cerritos also one to come off here for RGV. Poyet commits another foul. RGV, it does not get any easier. They are starting a stretch with tonight. Of course, 6 games in 3 weeks. Only 2 of those games are at home.
Ouch.
So this hasn't been the best stretch after the start of the season at 5-1-1 for RGV. They'll drop to 2-3-3 since that opening 7-game start. And they don't go to HEB Park where
dreams go to die.
There you go.
That's going to take a little bit more time, right? August 8th. San Antonio, Colorado Springs on the 14th. I mean, this is a crazy schedule. Away Austin, away El Paso, away OKC. Oh, freaking flyer miles are just adding up in my brain. Of course, we all know that. I'm not exactly sure what the sum of all that is. Bust out the scientific calculator for a little help.
Please do. I'd love to know. As for Phoenix Rising, what is to come? Oakland Roots on Wednesday. And Then a trip to Las Vegas in Cashman Field. That is never an easy trip. Phoenix hasn't had many, if any, midweek matches, but they will have 2 in the month of August, both at Oakland. The second game against Oakland is the makeup game for the postponed game in July. And it's 3 minutes of stoppage time presented by Sprouts. And this will be a corner kick for RGV.
Footing down on that corner, another main reason why they're trying to play short here.
Yeah. Here comes the in-swinger. Jai will track this down. Look at this burst of pace. Phoenix trying to put the exclamation mark on this one. Here's the shot, and it's saved by Derek. Trying to go for glory there was Prince Sadie. Forward, Egbo commits the foul. It's under 90 seconds to go.
Here we go, Josh. We're going to switch it around.
Oh boy.
As I move into the play-by-play chair.
Okay, here we go. Final minute, go.
And everybody else leaves the building. Right about now is when the best use of the mute button gets put on display.
You got 50 seconds.
You've seen a lot, yeah. It's probably 49 too many. You've seen a lot of the league as well.
Yep.
Who do you like in the West? And you can't say Phoenix Rising.
Outside of Phoenix?
Outside of Phoenix.
El Paso.
Okay.
Because when it comes to playoff time, being able to get a draw, or at least that prolongs
their style,
the game.
It suits knockout football.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though they did lose in a penalty shootout to Phoenix last year. But I think everybody's chasing Phoenix. It's flipped into the middle.
If Phoenix is playing El Paso in a neutral location, who do you pick?
I'd probably just say Phoenix because I just think their attack is that prolific.
Which is funny because if they're in El Paso, you're probably picking El Paso.
Correct.
And if they're here,
because
you're always
it's a smaller
picking Phoenix.
field. Yes.
It's a smaller field. It's the dimensions. It's the way that they play. It's everything. The good news is they're not going to have to worry about that for quite some time. But for Phoenix Rising and the performance tonight, professional. What a first half. Opening 45 minutes. Go back and watch it. 3 goals in about 15 minutes. And yeah, we get it. Unbeaten still. After getting out in front, they stay out in front. RGV, not a night to remember.
Phoenix still is not lost at home. Still has not dropped a point when scoring first. And they remain, of course, atop that Pacific division. So Pacific beats Mountain tonight. It was a valiant effort from RGV in that second half, just not enough to get back in this game. Phoenix wins it 3-1. We'll come back and wrap things up from Wild Horse Pass.
The unknown is not empty. It's a storm that crashes and consumes, replacing thought with worry. But one thing can calm uncertainty: an answer. uncovered through exploration, teamwork, and innovation. An answer that leads to even more answers. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
They say life's a journey. You can't always control where you go, but you can pick who you take with you. So instead of just a health insurance plan, why not choose a healthcare partner? Arizona Complete Health has marketplace Medicaid and Medicare options to protect your health at every stage of life. And maybe even a few important additions, too. Because life is unpredictable and surprising. It's good to know you'll be covered, wherever it takes you.
Another celebratory mood at Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix Rising 3, RGV 1. Thorough domination by Phoenix Rising on this Saturday night. Let's see how we got to this point. Full-time highlights. It started in the 14th minute. And I think the reason this is given as a goal to Darnell King is it's because it's on target.
It's not going in.
It doesn't matter. It's
not
still on target.
It's not going in. The redirect is everything. It's not going to end up in goal unless there is a touch. There is still. Darnell King will wear the crown in the locker room conversations, and that's fine. He'll probably end up buying some drinks. Aiden Quinn, what a night.
Touch.
Masterclass. This kid put on some kind of poor performance tonight, and then Rufat Dadashov, if there was one player on a Phoenix Rising team right now that needed to score, it was Rufat Dadashov. Confidence finally starting to build for the big man up top.
55th minute, RGV would get one back. You thought, all right, maybe, but not enough.
A bit surprised that they didn't concede again because there were multiple opportunities for RGV here in the second half. Rick Shantz talked about complacency, the pressure. All of that started to slip away as the game went on. Now, it slowed down a little bit, but efficiency in the first half. 3 goals off 11 shots, all 3 hitting the target. Couldn't pull any of that in the second half. 7 shots, 5 on target, nothing to show from it. Again, Tyler Derrick, good performance. Unfortunately, not enough reciprocated on the offensive side for RGV, who were scrambling the entire game to try and figure out what the lineup was going to look like. Phoenix Rising, best team in the Western Conference right now.
Oh, he said it.
It's 2 games.
Oh, he
it's 2
said
games
it.
in a row. I'll give it to him.
All right, Devin Kerr said it right now. Phoenix the best in the West. And tonight, they showed it. 3-1 winners over RGV. That's going to do it for our entire crew. Broadcast partner Devin Kerr. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long for Wild Horse Pass. Phoenix victorious again. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.